As we know from the previous episode, Yakuzen Kusuri is Rentoru's next romantic interest. His body can shrink and enlarge by drinking a potion he creates. He is the president of the Chemistry Extracurricular Club and is very fond of medicines. The potion Kusuri prepared for Rentoru was a love potion, but it was mistakenly consumed by Hikari, Kurana, Shizuka, and Nano. They turned into kissing zombies. If they don't drink the antidote before the potion spreads throughout their bodies, they will remain like that forever. This episode is called Resident Evil Kissing Edition. The 4 kissing zombies chase after Rentoru and Kusuri. They enter our room and close the door. Unfortunately, Kusuri cannot make the antidote there. She needs to make it in the chemistry lab. Rentoru and Kusuri escape from the room, heading to the chemistry lab, leaving the zombies stuck at the door. Before reaching the lab, they find that the zombies have blocked their path, having gotten ahead of Rentoru and Kusuri. Panicking, Kusuri quickly grabs a potion from her pocket, a potion that causes skin to blister painfully upon contact. However, Rentoru stops her, not wanting to harm the 4 girls. He suggests changing direction. The 4 zombies chase them from behind. Rentoru realizes that this is how terrifying humans can become when their sanity is lost. The school principal's guardian sees Rentoru running in the corridor and runs to intercept him. As she prepares to kiss him, Kusuri quickly pours the blistering potion on her face. Strangely, the potion only melts away the makeup caked on her face. She feels no pain and is worried that her true appearance might be revealed. Kusuri is also surprised that her potion did not affect the makeup on the guardian's face, realizing that her potion has no effect on supernatural beings. Rentoru and Kusuri continue running. Unbeknownst to them, Nano starts instructing the others to split up and surround Rentoru. Rentoru realizes Nano's plan when he looks back. At the moment, only Shizuka is chasing him. Rentoru asks Kusuri to split up. Kusuri heads straight to the chemistry lab, while Rentoru takes the right path. As expected, only Shizuka chases him. They all chase him for a kiss. Shizuka's running is slower than the others due to her unchanged physical abilities combined with her lost sanity. Rentoru is confident he can escape before they surround him. He speeds up, but suddenly Shizuka falls, her forehead turning red. Unable to leave her behind, Rentoru approaches and helps her up. He carries her to the school medical room. Upon arrival, they find that the school nurse is away on duty. Rentoru has to treat her himself. After applying a compress to Shizuka, he gently strokes her hair. Unexpectedly, Shizuka pushes Rentoru onto the bed and kisses him. They kiss for a long time, and Rentoru loses his clear thinking. Quickly coming to his senses, he realizes his mission is to restore Shizuka and the others to normal. He gently pushes Shizuka away and hangs her on a clothes hanger on the wall. Being very light, Shizuka hangs there unable to move. Rentoru apologizes and promises to restore her to normal soon. Rentoru dashed out of the school medical room, only to be blocked by Hikari and Kurane. He swiftly changed direction and ran as fast as he could. Hikari and Kurane teamed up to capture Rentoru. Kurane lifted Hikari, spun her around, and hurled her towards Rentoru. They were like a slingshot and its projectile. Hikari collided with Rentoru, causing him to fall. Lying on the floor, Rentoru was defenseless. Hikari and Kurane were ready to kiss him. They took turns kissing Rentoru. As time passed, Rentoru's ability to think clearly diminished. Hikari and Kurane were stronger than Shizuka, so Rentoru couldn't escape their grasp. Impatient to take turns kissing Rentoru, Hikari and Kurane began to fight. Even as kissing zombies, their behavior remained unchanged. Rentoru pushed their heads together, face to face, so they could kiss each other. This method surprisingly worked, and they continued to kiss each other incessantly. The potion they consumed made them want to kiss someone they loved. Although they bickered almost daily due to their close bond, they were, in essence, in love with each other. However, Rentoru might have interpreted their closeness differently. Rentoru briefly recalled the time when the 3 of them kissed. He started to trust them. Rising to his feet, Rentoru left them behind and headed for the chemistry lab. Thinking the coast was clear, he opened the lab door, only to find Nano inside. Startled, Rentaro shut the door before Nano could turn around. Hearing the door, Nano looked in its direction. With no time to escape, Rentaro hid inside a nearby locker. Nano emerged, searching for Rentaro. From inside the locker, Rentaro spied on Nano, hoping that Kusuri would enter the lab once Nano left. To his surprise, Kusuri was inside the same locker as Rentaro. Astonished, Rentaro asked why Kusuri was there. Like Rentaro, Kusuri had been discovered by Nano in the lab and had to hide and spy on Nano from there. Although Rentaro was Nano's main target, Nano might have realized that Kusuri was assisting Rentaro. Being a kissing zombie didn't diminish Nano's intelligence. Kusuri suggested that Rentaro should lure Nano away while she sneaks into the lab. However, Rentaro believed that such an action would raise suspicions, especially since he had been hiding from Nano. If Nano realized he was trying to distract her, she would understand Kusuri's position. Rentaro was puzzled about how to handle the situation, especially since he wanted to save everyone before the potion spread throughout their bodies. Kusuri blamed herself just as before. Whenever she became too focused on medicines, problems arose. That's why all the club members left. Kusuri didn't mind others hating her, but she didn't want Rentaro to hate her for the troubles she caused. She cried, vowing to stop making medicines. Kusuri apologized to Rentaro. Suddenly, she had an idea to end it all. Kusuri produced an antidote. Rentaro thought she would give the neutralizing potion to Nano to restore her to normal, and then create another antidote for the rest. However, to Rentaro's surprise, Kusuri drank it herself, even though it was intended for Nano. They argued inside the locker, causing the vials of potion to shatter. Kusuri had another plan. After drinking the antidote, she would grow in size. Since Nano wouldn't recognize her in this form, Kusuri might be able to enter the lab. At that moment, Rentaro's face turned red because Kusuri's enlarged body inadvertently touched parts of his body in the cramped space. Kusuri explained she would shrink back soon since she had only taken a small amount of the antidote. There was a possibility that Nano would stop making the potion once Kusuri shrank. Therefore, Kusuri planned to tie up Nano first. Rentaro doubted if Kusuri could do it, but she reassured him that she could use her enlarged form to her advantage. After deliberation, Kusuri left the locker, while Rentaro watched from inside. Seeing Kusuri in her altered state, Nano ignored her, declaring that the kiss was more important. Just as Kusuri was about to tie her up, Nano turned around. Panicking, Kusuri claimed she was just passing by, but accidentally revealed her name. As a result, Nano tied her up instead. Feeling desperate, Rentaro realized he had no other choice but to distract Nano. He ran as fast as he could until he reached the end of a corridor and locked the door behind him. Exhausted and drained, Rentaro sat behind the door, knowing that Nano intended to break it down. Nano pulled the door handle with such force that it left a large hole in the door. Rentaro was startled to see Nano's face appear through the door. Nano entered the room and approached the helpless Rentaro. Nano managed to capture him and kissed him. He felt powerless and unable to break free from Nano's kiss, thinking that it was all over and fearing he might not be able to save the others. After what felt like an eternity, Kusuri arrived and gave Nano the neutralizing potion. Nano immediately fainted after drinking it. When she regained consciousness, she would return to her normal self. Kusuri asked if this was all part of Rentaro's plan. Rentaro explained that rather than a plan, it was more like a gamble, distracting Nano and buying time. The goal was to wait for Kusuri, who had only consumed a small amount of the neutralizing potion. The ropes would loosen as her body shrank due to the diminishing effects of the potion. Unaware that she was shrinking because the potion had worn off, Kusuri thought Rentaro had given her a potion that melted the ropes. Rentaro and Kusuri then administered the neutralizing potion to the others and took them all to the school medical room. Once everyone was conscious, they returned to normal. Confused about what had happened, they remembered their actions towards Rentaro. Hikari apologized to Rentaro, realizing she also recalled what she had done with Kurane. Embarrassed, Hikari pretended not to remember anything and Kurane did the same, feeling ashamed about their kissing moment. Nono and Shizuka were puzzled by their behavior. Kusuri admitted her mistake and apologized to everyone, feeling guilty for the potion she had created. She repeatedly said sorry. Rentaro reassured her, acknowledging that while Kusuri's potion had turned them into zombies, it was also her potion that had restored everything to normal, balancing things out. Rentaro vowed to face any future problems caused by Kusuri's potions together with her. He also hoped Kusuri would never say she'd stop making the medicines she loved. Rentaro expressed his love for Kusuri's dedication to medicine. Touched by Rentaro's words, everyone felt proud of his attitude. Overwhelmed with emotion, Kusuri hugged Rentaro tightly and warmly kissed him.